I'm beginning to reach the tail end of my patience. You will tell me the location of the broker.
Lad, you ain't got much of a concept of a deal, do you? You ain't got nothing to offer, and a threat is offering less than nothing.
You realize any other arbiter would have crushed you where you stand for obstruction of justice long before now? That I am flowing with magnanimity?
Can't say I know what that word means, but if you're inclined to keep threatening me, only thing gonna be flowing is your blood out your body. Stranger, seen my fix? Hope you're about to offer to rid me of this damn fool.
There is no ridding yourself of me save through violence, and any according attempt would be a grave error. I came to meet with the information broker for, protectorate business, protectorate reasons. However, I find myself foiled at near every turn. None within the protectorate would defy an arbiter and expect to live. Regrettably, I cannot make the locals see reason without rendering myself unable to learn what I seek.
Even polite entreaties don't see most getting an invite to the broker, and you've been anything but.
I am hardly bending the rules, as you so put it, as we arbiters may operate however we see fit. I appreciate the observation, however. Hardly expected such from an outsider.
Say whatever you want, but trusting this fella even this close to the broker is a massive risk. Be a damn fool to take him at his word.
You suggest a partnership? An arbiter working closely with a third party is unheard of. But I suppose if I've no choice...
Interesting thought. Occurs to me there might just be something that needs looking into. Within the Golden Ridge locale on Dorado, there's a refugee camp. It's unassuming, quiet-like. Most of the folks there just want to be left alone. They see to the few needs they have by working with the broker, but we ain't heard from them in a fortnight and change. Serves to reason something untoward may have transpired there. You see your way to looking into that, maybe we'll talk. That's between them and Sub Rosa. You in or you out? Great! Take the lap canid with you. I've had enough of his excitability, and so have my customers.
I don't claim to be pleased with the circumstances surrounding this co-investigation, but perhaps we may surprise one another. I'm Arbiter Tristan Rao. When I was an apprentice, yes, but not since. And certainly never with an outsider. I shall meet you at the camp. Let us hope we both arrive there intact. I shall see you at the refugee camp. Hopefully they shan't be chagrined by my presence.
Get caught unawares all you like. Look, everyone else here? Nothing you buy from. Tell me what you need. Can do. If you lost it, I'm selling it.
Stimulants, medicaments, drugs. Get your drugs here.
Nothing tastes right here. It's all so sweet, right? How's anybody stand it?
Blades, bludgeons, bombs. Mind telling me if I still got brows, all you like. Everything. Feel free. of firearms that explode in your face? Come to Not a Weapons Store!
Figures that after all our time avoiding rifts, our next mission has us heading right toward one. But that suits me fine. You know I can't go a day without attempting some heroics in the face of danger. As soon as you're ready to travel there, I'll be standing alongside you. How personal are we talking? I expected you might, after seeing his message. Well, like I said, we were both in the same unit. Me as a combat medic, him as a machine gunner. Everyone in my unit was from Tau Ceti, so we already had that in common. And we served on the front lines, which made us look out for one another that much more. See, most of us were laborers, and we just got our first real shot at something greater. We wanted to make a name for ourselves, and what better way to do that than become a hero? Our onboarders promised that if we demonstrated exceptionalism, showed initiative, that we'd get promoted quick. And our days of living in squalor would be far behind us. We spent a week crouched in the same foxhole under aerial bombardment. Shared water one sip at a time by the end of it. Anyone would have been friends after that. I don't know if I would have made it out alive without him. Wish I'd told him that before all of this. Better than I'd feared. Only had to bury 2 troopers and amputate 5 limbs. I'm thankful every day that the Protectorate can't aim for shit. He kept me clear-headed. Every so often there'd be a lull in the bombardments and I'd hear voices all across the field, calling out for aid, for mama, for death. Almost got my head clean taken off when I tried to scramble out of the foxhole the first night. I heard a call for help and moved on instinct. Damn foolish of me, really. Ortiz told me not to panic, to wait till he could provide cover, to just shout first aid instructions where I could. It was too valuable to fall in battle, he said. It was a rough few nights at first, knowing I couldn't help folk who needed it. And the reward for that torment was my life. I appreciate that, Commander. In any case, I'm only standing here because of a damn fine soldier who became my friend. I'll carry that knowledge always. Fine by me?
So you did come. Good. I'm not partial to working with those given to second thoughts. It seems we arrive on a desolate scene. I don't know what transpired, but whatever it was killed the refugees to a person. As an arbiter, I bear a strong stomach. But if you've any reservations about witnessing destruction visited upon the innocent, you'd best steel yourself. I hope your words are true, for carnage is a more than apt descriptor today. I've some theories on the refugees' killers, but I remain unsatisfied. Although I am not required to do so as an arbiter, I would care to acquire proof. We operate under the Sovereign's indefatigable will, thus we do not need proof. But my training was somewhat unique in that it emphasized the value of thorough investigation. Let us comb the remnants of this charnel house. Shame about all this blood. I just polished these boots. What sort of life was this, without the Sovereign's guidance? I cannot help but feel a pang for these people, cut down without a hope of defense. We must uncover what transpired here. Inform me. That auto-mechanicals would fall in the camp's defense is logical. That there would only be one is not. Did you notice anything interesting about it? Then it was fighting blind. Doesn't seem like something a defensive automech should be doing. Did you have anything else? Very well. I shall continue to search on my own. Salutations. Has your search uncovered anything of remark? As an apprentice, I was taught to see investigations through to their completion. Evidence begets evidence and can lead one to uncover further criminal elements. Any further interest is purely academic. Let's hear it. I doubt it factored in their inadequacy in the face of a superior force, assuming there was a superior force. The distinct lack of automechanical corpses around us supports your point. It seems the defenders did not defend. Did you have anything else? You're certain you've combed the place to your liking? Then let us debrief and see if we can deduce what transpired here. Have you any theories as to what killed these people? Although I'm no ballistics expert, the death wounds on the corpses appear to match those inflicted by an automech. Have any theories about the automechs that did this? My thoughts exactly. How do you believe they were compromised? It's too convenient. I submit that the refugees predominantly used the local shortwave tower to control their automechs. The saboteur commandeered it and sent out an override. The only remaining puzzle piece is why. Why go through all this trouble to eliminate a handful of isolated refugees? Yes, that relay tower in the rear of the camp was clearly not built by the refugees, but stolen from the Protectorate, which likely means that they were Protectorate as well. The refugees must have used it to listen in on Protectorate communications, then sold what they learned to Sub Rosa. After the Vox relay's recent destruction, High Command would have ordered a security sweep of all communication systems. This outpost's relay would have returned a signal. Upon learning of this camp's existence, they'd have dispatched a sentinel to cross off any would-be traitors. Hence the destruction we bear witness to. I admire your enthusiasm, but these refugees were traitors to the Protectorate. Though I still believe there was a solution here beyond complete annihilation. Now with that finished, Hold. Some things approach. Be ready. I suspect someone has disapproved of our inquiry. Let me know the machines return, bent on eliminating any stragglers. To arms!
Tolerances exceeded.
That was a hardy engagement. You held your own admirably. These automechs will never be used to perpetrate such heinous acts again. I believe we're at the end of our investigation. The prospect of sharing our findings with the broker isn't terribly appealing, but we've little choice. I will locate my wretched Sub Rosa transport and return to Free Market Station. Pleasure fighting beside you. Be sure you return to Free Market Station to debrief with me. Despite our work here, I somehow doubt the broker would grant an audience to me alone.
Greetings again. Hope that little day excursion you and I jawed about is going well. Libations or information? What's your poison? Greetings, libations or information? What's your poison?
The encampment had been razed. I'm sorry to say there were no survivors, but I believe we were able to uncover what transpired. I should add, your observations during the investigation were unexpectedly keen. Working beside you was a pleasure.
I'm surprised. Didn't know if you had it in you, especially with an arbiter in tow. But you got what was needed. Not bad at all. I'd be happy to direct you to the broker. First, though, we've got a small issue. There's a malfunctioning lamp in the basement I need someone to take a look at. Here's a keycard to get you down there. You mind? Just trust me and go give it a look.
Anyone had asked me, I'd have put the odds of a live arbiter finding his way into my chambers at 1 in a few trillion. Good that you didn't come here for blood, Arbiter Rao. Barney would have sniffed it out and broken you in twain. And I do disdain mopping up Protectorate corpses. My apologies. Barney is sometimes overzealous in the guarding of my body. Though, when it comes to Protectorate arbiters, it is perhaps warranted.
If you know who I am, you must know why I'm here. My mentor died under vague circumstances, and I desire any information pertaining to the specifics of her death.
Interesting. That question appears to be at odds with High Command's public statement on the matter. Losing faith in your masters?
No. But I cannot shake the sensation that something was awry with her passing. If you know something, tell me. Please.
I could get used to this kind of groveling. Your instincts are right, Arbiter. Though we don't know the specifics, I received information that your mentor's body bore signs of a fight, and a nasty one. Someone killed her.
I shall in time, when fewer prying ears abound.
If that's all, I think you'd best get along. I prefer not to sully my quarters with Protectorate lackeys. Live ones, anyhow.
And I prefer to limit my time with scheming blackguards. Let us take our leave from present company. Speak to me outside, if you would. There's something I'd care to ask you. The Arbiter typically does not require the assistance of others. We are expected to act as wholly independent entities. But I fully realize that Had I not your aid today, my investigation's progress would have stalled and withered. During our investigation, I gauged your trustworthiness and did not find it wanting. What say we travel together? I think you have earned forthrightness. I came to Free Market Station to seek the true killer of my mentor, the Supreme Arbiter. Sub Rosa deals in information, and were thusly my best lead on her killer. They gave me less than I'd hoped, but it was at least a start. Unfortunately, I cannot act truly alone. I have no ship, and no support. I do not know your allegiance, and accordingly shall not speculate. Suffice it to say, for now, that I fear the true killer is within the Protectorate. Utilizing one of our craft for independent purposes would have rendered me conspicuous. I knew Sub Rosa would offer steady transport as long as I paid their exorbitant fees, just as I knew they would collect information on my every movement. But I neither trust them, nor have the funds to continue this relationship for much longer. You, on the other hand, have proven to be a capable partner. My colleagues have accepted that her death was a natural one. Questioning an explanation of that nature is foolish, dangerous even. Nonetheless, the circumstances of her death trouble me. I cannot allow myself to accept the explanation that's been put forth without investigating to the fullest of my abilities. I will keep to my convictions in any case, but I understand. What instructions would you have me follow? I should have considered this eventuality. I will listen to your words, and I shall follow your orders. I will not assail enemies of the Protectorate without your consent, though I will not like it. But if my sense of duty outpaces my willingness to comply with an order, or if you attack my brethren unprovoked, our relationship will come to an abrupt end. Excellent. I hope our working relationship is most fruitful. I'm sure we shall discover much together.
Fine. But if this uptight tin can swings that hammer anywhere near me, there's gonna be trouble.
All right, but don't come to me with tears if your new friend decides to judge you the moment I've gone.
Let us be off, Commander.
Let's see how well you Arbiters know basic history. Who constructed the archive?
The matriarch did, of course. Who else could oversee the creation of such an immense, complex piece of machinery?
Inaccurate. It was presiding Bishop Audley, the...
That scum. That miserable scum. To think he would stoop so low as to overthrow the sovereign. I shall not rest until the consul pays for his treachery, and Arcadia's rightful ruler is reinstated. I'm pleased to hear you hunger for justice. We shall certainly have no shortage of circumstances to slake your hunger. I fear how my fellow subjects will respond to this news. I believe that most will remain loyal to the sovereign, but I will need to deal with those who strayed. I shall attend to that matter once it presents itself. I sincerely doubt this is the end of my thoughts related to the matter, but we've wasted enough time with my ruminating. Let us be off.
It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The Order and Auntie's Choice have sent their forces, as promised, but they will need to find their own landing zones. You may be without assistance as you navigate the station. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
A would-be tyrant doing something tyrannical. Who could have seen this coming?
Intimidation is not required. Protectorate subjects are not programmed to question authority. Warning. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony.
Oh, good. I love when more complications are added to the pile. I can handle them with ease, Commander. Just say the word.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.
You know how some creatures can smell danger? I think I might have absorbed some of that. Watch those troops carefully.
The Consul stands at the controls of the Sovereign's own flagship. How my blood boils.
Prosecuting! Consul ahead. At your word, I shall charge!
Exposure. Undermining.
Back in business. To the rescue. Sight unseen. Someone call for a medic. Out of sight and on the way.
Let us hope that whatever architect forsaken logic operates within this place will not fail us.
Attention! This is your Auntie calling. Per our agreement, Auntie's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your way. Order forces are on a similar trajectory.
Never would have expected this.
My armor may be rated for temperatures in the thousands, but I find even most blankets too stifling. Let us find an alternate. It was blistering near these plasma spouts. I'm pleased we did not immolate.
To battle!
Action.
Consider this a recording for posterity. The console of the Protectorate is responsible for the twisted wreckage of this station. It is my hope that whatever you find here will save the rest of the galaxy from this fate. Know that I did my level best to stop him. But if you are listening, it is likely I have failed in my mission. Yet again. For that, I am sorry.
rescue! Sight unseen!
Medics and pharmaceutical provisions incoming. And we're right behind them with a delivery of Auntie's Choice finest supplies. Soon you'll say, that is better than nature.
Forward! Forward! Destroy these abominations! I shall reduce them! Hold fire on our allies. What's this? What's... Stop it. Currently lost. Enred. Exposure. Undermining.
Taking cover!
Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Supplies and medical attention are available to you, Commander. Please, proceed.
Be mindful of where you step. Chasms are everywhere.
Forged an alliance between Auntie's Choice and the Order, ain't you?
The Order thanks you for your tactful negotiations with them. Research, I've never observed anything.
I never could have predicted that the Rift would produce something so monstrous.
Forged an alliance between Auntie's Choice and the Order, ain't you?
Be mindful of where you step. Chasms are everywhere.
don't sound like one of the Rift Touch troopers outside. Something ain't right.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Agent Pascal, calm yourself. You are not in your right mind.
Don't you talk to me like you know me. Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Oh, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Then they weren't too dissimilar from the troopers we encountered outside. This is concerning.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
That explains it. She was left alive, just long enough for the rift to take her. That's why the reconstitution worked on her. To some extent.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Don't tell me the situation got too fluid for you, DeVries. That it?
Certainly not. I was focused on the objective, as every one of your crew should have been. Isn't that right, Commander?
Yeah. Something tells me that ain't quite true. Tried? You retreated without me? Abandoned me? I believe that. Well, I ain't wanting anyone to die on my account. But I still don't know why I'm here. Now. Something's wrong, and I can't... Oh, you're right. I suppose I'll be waking soon. Back on the incognito. And all I'll recall is the red sky. May as well stay here and pass the time.
The Commander's right. It's just your imagination, Helen. I can stay with you for a moment, if you'd like. Until you wake.
Now I know for certain this is well, some kind of dream. But I hate one to turn down company. Now that I think on it. It's been so long since I've seen you, Commander. But that's not quite right, is it? A dream is a funny thing.
It's all right. This will be over soon. I swear it. It's all right. This will be over soon. I swear it.
Ah, these soldiers look even more hideous than our grafting experiments.
You with Auntie?
Hold clear.
We brought supplies.
You may
We're here
approach,
to help.
Commander. We've got supplies at the ready. Are you in need of any weapons, armor, or other supplies? The presiding bishop foresaw this. We are most grateful for your role in reconciling Auntie's choice and the Order. Please, take what you require. The Order of the Ascendant will be waiting in anticipation of further orders. May the numbers guide you.
Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Step up and take a gander. I've got armor in all shapes and sizes for all occasions, especially this one. Such a moment calls for a once-in-a-lifetime deal, wouldn't you say? Go on, take anything you need from the stockpile. Auntie is graciously covering the bill. Remember us in the future.
Greetings. In what particular way are you afflicted?
Initial observations conclude that the subject is suffering from multiple ailments. Just as I predicted, you appear to have suffered some trauma. Any treatments or supplies you may require are complimentary at the... Very well. You should notice an improvement. Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
Providence is much too close for safety, and that rover it has dispensed. Do not allow this might fly. where our path is barred, that rift looks exceedingly unstable. If we gallivant about, we might find a solution to this problem. Or at least a path less likely to have us torn asunder.
Sent to Horizon Point Station.
Don't look at me. Numbers ain't in my purview.
Carry the 3, multiply by 12 over 17. Nope. This formula is utterly beyond me.
Oh, wait. Can't hear orders.
I shall reduce them from battle.
Continuing inspection.
Soon the consul will answer for his many, many crimes. I have looked forward to this for a long, long time.
This is the Sovereign's office, ain't it? It reeks of overcompensating.
We operate by the Sovereign's grace. Our accomplishments are his own. If you wish to take credit for a punishment I meted out, I would be delighted.
That looks to be the equation. Ain't no way that man came up with it himself.
Let us return to the Rift Terminal so we might continue on our way. Another obstacle on our path overcome. Good work. Take that rover to the Providence. Arcadia may be consumed by these rifts.
What? No welcoming committee? Huh. Should be simple unsealing the hangar, at least.
Intruder alert. Be vigilant.
Strange bedfellows indeed. Best plan.
We have important business to discuss. Come, quickly now.
Well, glad you finally jimmied that open. Things are getting appreciably worse out there. We're running out of time to seize the rift and force it into corporeal insolvency. The presiding bishop wished for me to relay a message to you. Why she couldn't send her own courier, I couldn't say, but I'll attempt to simplify. The rift modulator is on the science deck, 1 floor up. Deck access is restricted without proper credentials. Imagine that twice as long and in the form of a distance problem. That means, of course, you'll either need to pilfer an access card, swindle some daft sod out of it, or find some other way around the deck restrictions. Well, I shouldn't know. Perhaps search the pockets of those you've killed, Or find an air duct to shimmy through, or a staircase to climb? Any more troops in here, they'd be tripping over one another. Don't you worry. These are the best paid closers in my fleet, and worth every bit. We'll hold here to ensure you aren't flanked by reinforcements as you delve deeper in. Don't fritter away your lives cheaply now. I've made a significant investment in you. Better get a move on before this ramshackle sprattle of a station falls apart. Hustle up to the science wing. Get the rift modulator.
None shall stand against us!
Trouble ahead.
Reminder, any and all screams of agony will be reported to your superior. How might this unit bolster or reduce your current blood volume? Note,
What's going on down there, Deck 01? I saw an intruder alert. Acknowledged. This intercom is to be used for emergencies only. Misuse of this intercom will result in prompt arrest and correction of the perpetrator. Now, how can I assist you, Deck 01? Again, I shall send her down right away. But this is becoming a daily occurrence, and I will see such slothfulness reflected on her record. Sick in the head, more like. I wouldn't be surprised if she were vying for a sojourn to placid waters just to get off this ship. But I remind you that gossip is strictly prohibited over this channel. Over and out.
Dropped of exhaustion? No, maybe some sort of drill. Or someone slipped oxymorphone into the force loaf again. If only that were me. So, sorry, I have an appointment to keep.
This unit is rated to address any of your needs. If your needs are emotional, rest assured that any silences on this unit's behalf are accepting and understanding. Please make a request. Displaying
I'm taking punitive action. veritable mosaic of conflict stands ahead, Commander. Prosecuting!
Corrosive substance penetrating exterior.
Our commander hangs from a thread!
Sweeping the area. Each a vital call. Pinpointing vexation.
I shall not stay your execution.
Good. We made it. I was expecting a wall of swinging axes and maybe a punch to the face to top it all off.
Attention.
Best to avoid combat if we can help it. Maybe you ought to look around for some credentials? If security's this tight, the modulator must be close by. I'm mighty curious about what these scientists were up to.
Disciplinary action.
Are you actually authorized? Come here a moment. Be wary. I've heard there's an intruder aboard. Ah, I suppose that could be you. Forgive me. I'm still a little addled from my last refreshment. I'm going to set off an alarm, okay? You've been reviewing our experiments. I hope I'm not being replaced. I specifically went to mental refreshment to avoid that. If you wish to see the modulator, you'll want to speak with Chief Scientist Montserrat. He's in the rift chamber. Take these credentials with you, in case you're asked. Security's become awfully stringent of late. It wouldn't do to be caught unawares. That's why I carry 2 cards, just in case. Oh, though I suppose it's just the one now. I've been trying to convince everyone I'm perfectly fine. For if I do not, I fear I might be remade as part of the new plan for Arcadia. I do not wish to be remade.
Cooper deserves a proper burial. Not this. Damn bastards. Now we have solid proof that this is all mucked up. Not that I expect the console to deliver the same thoughtful analysis.
Interesting. Very interesting. I had feared that all within the Protectorate had given their earnest support to the console. This would be a useful weapon against him. Of the Rift modulator. Seems we shan't be using it. Not without commandeering the whole ship. Let us see what we can unearth regarding it.
I was notified that you were here, though my fellow scientists seemed rather confused as to why. Unsurprisingly. What exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time, as a gander outside might tell you. Well, we all have urgent needs, and mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. You can wait. The IRC. I did not realize you were a colleague of sorts. We haven't shared much of our findings with your branch, I'm afraid, but our results do match. Raw data from whatever a rift engulfs is preserved, yes, but the essence of a thing is not. Like a sense of self, for example, is lost forever. Further, there is no proof that such data can be stabilized or even edited. The console's plan is futile, completely. But he no longer listens to me, which is distressing. I've prepared a report for him showing how the very structure of the modulator makes what we're attempting impossible. But I doubt he will pay it much mind. Yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. It's clear you aren't bound by the same rules as the rest of us somehow. If he won't hear me out, perhaps a third party will have more luck. Here, use this keycard on the module over there. It will allow you to download my report and grant you access to the control deck. I hope you're able to sway him, because if you don't, we're all dead. Deck up in the control room. The console is the only one who has the means of controlling it, which makes your persuading him that much more necessary. Go now.
Unit has been functioning for 396 uninterrupted hours. Unit presently scheduled for rest period, never.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our Our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
Well, we got the schematics, but this report got me asking questions. If they found rifts in deep space, where humanity supposedly ain't been, how did they form? It don't add up.
Our work here is not done. We must confront the console before anything can come to fruition regarding these schematics or the rift modulator.
You, here before me. Surprised you could outrun these new legs of mine. They're what everyone's going to be wearing next fall. Well, I'm here now. Where's the rift modulator? So Consul Thoreau has everything directly under his control. I'd say that's remarkably competent for the Protectorate, but he is the one who's been pulling their strings all along. Did you find anything else of note? Appreciate your sand. You have exactly the sort of go-getter attitude I admire. Well, good news, go-getter. The Consul's right there through those doors. Ready to go get him? You might be savvy enough to talk him down, but his type requires a deft touch. You'll need to break him down brick by brick. If you're too adversarial, he'll simply shut down. Well, that's a trait you and I have in common. Just remember, pick the right weak spot to undermine. Never be obvious. Don't overplay your hand. And in case you aren't quite as sharp as you appear, be ready to fight.
You may try to reason with the console, but I suspect it is a worthless effort. Traitors typically only realize their errors through force.
The more we debate, the more time we squander. We must resupply and shore up whatever defenses we have quickly. And if you've something to say to any of us, Commander, I suggest you say it while you have the chance. No telling what awaits us beyond that door.
Never would I ever have believed Auntie Cleo herself would walk through that door. But I haven't time to linger in the novelty. Sentinels, if you would.
Do I appear like someone afraid of a few guns? Give it up, Emery. You've lost this war. Have some dignity. You're coming off desperate.
On the contrary, this desperate action is what will save all of Arcadia and rid it forever of trespassers like you. Such bravado is unbecoming when you can't make good on your promises, Commander. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
You used the peace talks as a test run for this.
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. It's only a crime in your estimation. When one clinches a decisive victory, who among the living would dare complain about the methodology? Using the very rift modulator on this ship, we will destroy Arcadia and edit the information stored within the resulting rift, all to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, what's relevant is what came after. Our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse, which eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future, one free of doubt and greed.
Beware, Commander. The Consul is a master manipulator. Trying to speak with him may be more dangerous than simply slaying him on the spot.
You're entirely out of your jurisdiction. And were I within reach, I would strike down this apostate dog myself. If you wish for me to entertain your argument, you will silence him.
Consul Emery Thoreau, I accuse you of perfidy of the highest degree. Traitorism against the Sovereign and his Protectorate. I find you guilty on all counts. Prepare for absolution.
You overeager fools. This is the last mistake you'll ever make.
Your lethal.
Graph's back in business.
Your final grip.
To the rescue! Sight unseen. Happy to help. Discreet. Come on out.
I think their lives asking for aid.
Let's get you healed. Out of sight and on the way.
You are robbing our people for
Hook me up for you.
You have my thanks and my help.
Seems all my considerable efforts here have been ill spent. Total rift destabilization is imminent. Our last resort is our only resort now. We need to fly the rift modulator in.
No. Don't you tell me we came all this way for nothing.
Brighten up, everyone. Not all of us need go, but someone present will need to take one for the team. What's the point of living if you can't allow yourself the occasional moment of theatrics? The Order and I will use the schematics and the processed rift data to mass-produce modulators that are usable at a distance. These pesky rifts will soon no longer plague the colonies.
That's some grim foreshadowing there, Commander.
Well now, I suppose this is goodbye, isn't it? I should say how I appreciate you helping me gain control of Arcadia, to promise you it will be a better place for all, and avoid tearing up about how this all fell to you.
Typical. Us being left holding the bag. What'll we do, Commander?
No need to belabor this. I will fly the ship. Back on greater tranquility, you wish to give me a chance to atone for my mistakes. I'd say that opportunity has come.
If this is not some jest, then I misjudged you, DeVries. Being willing to make up for past misdeeds takes true iron.
One who chooses not to die needlessly. But if you are set on this, I would still join you. This is my mission too, and I'll not back down if there are others to carry out the rest.
Nothing like sending 2 Earth Directorate agents to do what needs doing. They'll write a serial on this someday.
Don't read so much into it, Commander. Let us go.
Salvation awaits, Commander. I'm itching to reach it.
Commanders sacrificed themselves to save the galaxy. No one knew their motives or thoughts in those final moments, though legends grew around this mythical agent of the Earth Directorate all the same. Augustine DeVries went along, knowing nothing would make up for her actions. But at least she'd not have to live with her guilt any longer. Thanks to the Commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a profitable company town for Auntie's choice. Acquisitions Officer Carr enjoyed the perks and power that came with promotion for her asset-winning techniques on Paradise Island. Her rival, D.B. Milverstreet, meanwhile, seethed as he pushed cold morsels of borsloaf around the plate of his macrowave dinner. Auntie's Choice assumed control over the day-to-day workings of Matriarch's Mercy, the better to monitor their new colleagues in the Order. The monastery, however, returned to normal operation, tracking the clockwork of the grand plan. The monastery's abbot became a scapegoat for recent tragic events, having not detected Wiley's dastardly schemes. His superiors demoted him, mainly to show their corporatist allies that academics could keep their people in line too. Seer Wiley fled the Order and sought refuge in a backwater Arcadian town to contemplate his failings. As word of the ex-seer's arrival spread, people lined up for predictions. Forsaking the math that failed him, he offered obvious yet effective advice instead. Archivist Victor Clemens, having survived his encounter with the commander and manipulation by DeVries, ended up working as a janitor for Auntie's Choice, living a life of menial simplicity. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Val continued to serve the Earth Directorate faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Agent Niles Ibarra achieved the rank of commander, earning renown as a formidable agent, unafraid to challenge the status quo within the Earth Directorate. He had his work cut out for him. Anti-Directorate sentiment swelled following Zebulon Tran's release of the agency's skip-drive agreement with the Protectorate, an agreement that had enabled the Protectorate's worst authoritarian impulses. Niles' association with Tran limited his opportunities for promotion. Although he never rose higher than the Chief of Special Operations, the position still allowed him to leave a meaningful impact on the agents serving under him, which suited Niles just fine. Following Inez's humiliation of Auntie's Choice VP Willard Conan, the grafting program was shuttered forever. Inez ensured that all surviving grafted soldiers received full medical treatment and were compensated for their suffering. Those who died from the experiments were honored. Tristan never uncovered who actually killed the Supreme Arbiter, a failing that chipped away at his ability to arbitrate. His once promising calling eventually ended with him stripped of rank, programming menial automechanicals somewhere deep within the husk of Protectorate society. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar began filling up. With the modulator schematics shared as joint intellectual property, Auntie's Choice and the Order's partnership remained steady, despite the need for constant compromise. For a time, the Arcadia colony thrived. Auntie Cleo went through the motions of accommodating the Order, yet privately aspired to keep free trade anything but free. She began a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. Auntie made her first public appearance in years, inspiring a fashion trend in bubble helmets. In no time at all, she won more public support than Ruth, which she sought to use as leverage when the time was right. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. When Sovereign Varric was discovered in mental refreshment, the Order and Auntie's Choice bickered over what to do with him. They ultimately decided to announce his death, while letting him live the rest of his addled days behind closed doors aboard the undisputed claim. Until one day, Amos stumbled upon the Sovereign's private quarters and freed him, rocking the colony with a brief scandal. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. With its reputation tarnished by its well-publicized agreement with the Protectorate, the Earth Directorate was on its back foot in negotiations to purchase skip drives from the new leadership of Arcadia. The release of the skip drive schematics to the public domain resulted in new and exciting opportunities for independent manufacturers. However, unchecked use of the drives would ultimately lead to an even greater proliferation of rifts, once again imperiling the galaxy. Fortunately, the Order stepped in. Leveraging their partnership with Auntie's Choice, the Order sold rift modulators to all skip drive manufacturers for a modest price, thus preventing another outbreak of rifts, while Auntie's Choice made a tidy profit. The rift compromise between the Order and Auntie's Choice led to prioritized assistance for the colonies that agreed to favorable trading terms. The so-called Auntie's Loyalty Program tripled the corporation's net worth. Meanwhile, the Order was able to sermonize their version of scientism alongside Auntie's marketing and PR onslaught, at least to colonies in Auntie's Loyalty Program. Many outside died because their rifts weren't closed in time. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.